Aloha, family and friends. Scott Sommer here. So grateful to have you here tonight. And tonight we're going to talk about a very important topic because, we've so many people have been quarantined and throughout the world. And so one of the major concerns that our patients in the world has is, how do I lose the weight that I've gained over the last 2 to 3 months? And so we're going to talk about what happens to our metabolism, why it's such a serious issue, why it's so difficult to lose weight unless you understand exactly the tools that you need to be able to lose that weight, to boost your metabolism, and to get your life back. I mean, think about it. Statistics show that over 70% of Americans are obese or overweight. That's a lot of people when you think about it. And then 1 in 10 preschoolers are obese as well. So it's not just the adults, but it's also the children, unfortunately. So with that said, we have what we call the Thyroid Wheel. So I've discovered over 21 years of clinical experience seeing patients all over the world that there is this Thyroid Wheel, meaning that whenever somebody wants to lose weight, they definitely have a thyroid problem. So this thyroid wheel consists of, first of all, some people have a thyroid blood sugar imbalance. So an example or symptoms of this problem would be like, you really crave sugar. Like, you need sugar, you need to eat first thing in the morning. You get lightheaded or irritable when you don't eat often, like every couple hours. This is a thyroid pancreas problem. So that's one possibility of why you're not losing weight. The second one is thyroid hormones. This would be a woman going through menopause or a man going through andropause is what it's called. So basically those people tend to get hormonal headaches, hot flashes, irritability, a lot of hormone symptoms, even sleep problems as well. There's also a thyroid digestive problem. So maybe you can't lose weight because you're not digesting your food properly. So food allergies are a major cause of, this issue. And so it's not uncommon that people, they eat food, they get bloated, they have constipation or IBS type symptoms, diarrhea. And these are all symptoms related to a thyroid digestive issue. Thyroid adrenal means that you wake up tired, you're always tired, constantly, and you come alive at night. So these are very common symptoms of a person that has the thyroid problem, that if you don't fix your thyroid and your adrenals together, it's really hard to lose weight. This also leads to a lot of belly fat. You got a lot of, accumulation of the bad fat, the white fat that's underneath the belly, and so that's not good. Also, we've got the thyroid liver issue. So people that tend to gain weight all over their abdomen, like a beer belly, that would be like a liver sign, like a liver thyroid condition. And they also have maybe toenail fungus. They also have just a lot of depression, irritability. Those are the symptoms associated with the liver problem, and a heavily coated tongue. So you can always tell how coated your tongue is first thing in the morning and how that relates to how healthy you are and your digestion. So then we go into the 3 different types of thyroid problems. So a lot of people don't realize that even though you've gone to your doctor, you've got some blood tests done, you just don't realize that the reason why you can't lose weight is because you have one of 3 different types of thyroid imbalances according to Western medicine. So the first one is a low thyroid. So we use a lab test, a blood test known as a TSH. So we need that TSH to be between 2 to 3. That's the best on your TSH. That means your thyroid's really working like it should. So, but a low thyroid would mean a high TSH, which means something like a 5, a 7, a 9, and even like a 15. So that's not good because that means that your thyroid's working too slow. Your metabolism is related to the function of your thyroid. Metabolism is how fast you burn your food and how easily you burn fat, if that makes sense. So the second type is actually a mixed thyroid. So many people have a mixed thyroid. They don't realize it. This is when your doctor says, okay, take your thyroid medication. Say, a typical dose is 50 micrograms, MCG. And then all of a sudden he says, wow, we've got to increase this. Like, we need to give you more. And then you're up to 100 micrograms. And before you know it, he says, it's way too much. You're over-medicated. Let's drop it down to 0.25. So before you know it, you're up and down like a yo-yo. This is a sure sign if you have fluctuations of temperature, of mood, of sleep issues, and general irritability is all a sure sign of a mixed thyroid. The last type is a hyperactive thyroid. These people have bulging eyes. They sleep very little, maybe 3 to 5 hours a night. Their skin's very dry. They have an extreme appetite. No matter how much food they eat, they just can't gain weight. And nobody is happy with them because, let's face it, like with people that want to gain weight, is a very few and very minority, right? Okay, so let's move on. So all of this leads to fatigue, typically. People are very tired, lethargic, they can't think clearly, they have mental clarity issues, and it's all related to this thyroid issue. So sleep is a big factor. In fact, we know sleep deprivation is the condition of not having enough sleep can affect greatly your metabolism. So if you're getting, like I just talked to somebody the other day, and they really believe that, honestly, that they needed my help to help them with their health, get more energy, and they didn't realize that sleeping 4 to 5 hours a night was not enough sleep to give them energy to keep going and to burn fat and to lose weight. So sleep is a big factor. So insomnia is defined as the persistent problem of falling and staying asleep. There's 2 different parts to insomnia: falling asleep and staying asleep. So it's very common. So sleep deprivation, you can see here, it affects your mood, your brain, stroke risk. There's all kinds of factors, including weight gain. They've done studies on teenagers, and they found that if one group got 7 hours a night versus 8 hours a night, and the 8 hours a night started to lose weight, even if they didn't change their diet, just sleep alone, you can literally sleep the weight off, if you will. So blood sugar is the other factor that's really common. So it's not just about your thyroid, although that's the most important factor, but we could say blood sugar is how much sugar you have in your blood, what you eat, how you exercise, the stress you have, all affects your blood sugar. So remember, it's really critical to make sure that your blood sugars are stable by sometimes fasting is a really great tool, something I teach patients all the time, where they skip a meal. Sometimes it's better to skip the breakfast meal, which is something my wife and I do often, and we find that to really help balance your blood sugar, burn fat, because your body has no other choice but to burn the stored fuel that you want to get rid of, much like selling something on eBay or a great big garage sale. Okay, so moving on, we know that there's a wheel of depletion. So another part of weight loss problems is we're so depleted from the foods that we're eating, and the soil is depleted. That's one factor. Because if you don't have enough minerals in your body, your thyroid cannot function and your metabolism will be slow. Other thing is GMOs. So it's really important to avoid, corn, tomatoes, wheat that's not organic, because they're definitely GMO. And they create a lot of belly fat and fatigue. French fries or trans fats are terrible. So it's so tempting, right, to eat French fries and chips and all these things that are deep fried, but it's really not good for you, and it's terrible for weight loss. The other thing is, dairy. So dairy is full of hormones, and hormones really control your thyroid and your weight loss program. So if you want to lose weight, you have to get off of dairy. And another food that's really important is, of course, sugar, the white trash. And that's the next one is flour. Also is very important because it's a high-carb food. So flour, sugar, trans fats, GMOs, and soil depletion. And then finally, sugar itself. Refined sugar will greatly influence your weight loss. Now, you may ask me why and how. Well, it's not so much the calories, as much as what sugar does to our acidity. It makes us acidic. And acidity creates all these extra bacteria and toxins in our body. So it's really pretty serious. So we need to exercise. You cannot lose weight without exercise. And if you do, you'll lose muscle. So let me repeat that because that's a real misconception. That if you try to lose weight without exercise, without building more muscle, because muscle will burn more calories and burn more fat. And more fat will just create more caloric, basically it's just going to slow down your metabolism the more fat that you have. So we must burn fat by increasing our muscle mass. And the only way you can do that I know of to build more muscles is endurance types exercises, strength exercises like weightlifting, balance and yoga type exercises, and finally, flexibility. So your high performance life. So the truth is that, if you're overweight in any way, you're going to feel uncomfortable, right? You feel hot, extra hot in the summer, which is here we are. And you just feel uncomfortable about moving around in your body. Maybe you feel embarrassed. So there's so many factors. So I invite you to really think about it. What is it about your weight that's holding you back or makes you feel uncomfortable? Because you have to kind of dive into that for a moment and think to yourself, wow, this is really uncomfortable. I feel extra hot and sweating in the summer, and it's hard to move around. And there's a social aspect of just feeling overweight. So it's never good. So you can't feel a high-performance body if you have an overweight body. It's just not possible. So I want you to set some goals. So the first thing is determine your why, your what, and your how. So, what is it that you want to achieve and why? Why do you want to lose weight? Because you will not lose weight and stick with it if your why is not strong enough. So you must have a strong why. You have to know what to do to lose weight for your body, and that's why I personalize wellness programs for you, your family, your friends, your neighbors, and to get the right program for you. Some people, eat a lot of asparagus and they start to lose weight, or salads. Other people don't do well at all on that type of diet. The second problem is that you need to set specific times to do your habit. So some habits I talked about are, exercise first thing in the morning before eating. It's the number one thing you can do to lose weight. Second thing is you want the habit of eating less carbohydrates, avoiding processed foods, sleeping 7 to 9 hours a night. And did I mention, working out with weights, something to build muscle at least twice a week. Okay? So the other part is to create a deadline. So I challenge you over the next 30 days to see how much weight you can possibly lose. Now remember, don't get discouraged. Like if you do all of this that I'm saying and it still doesn't quite work, the thing I really recommend is you think about, coming in and getting a personalized wellness program from me and understanding what it is that's holding you back. I call them blocks. So we all have them, but we need to find out your blocks for your body. So once we unblock them, then you start losing weight. Okay? So get social support. So we're here as a clinic and as a practitioner of holistic medicine to help you achieve your goals. So I can tell you that if you try to do this on your own, you've already tried, how successful have you been? Honestly. When's the last time you lost 10 to 15 pounds? And what did you do to achieve that goal? And did it work? Was it difficult and was it sustainable? You need to be on a program that, really is a lifestyle change so that you can make it work day in and day out, make it easy for yourself. So I can help you with that. I can design the right exercise program, the right food program, the right supplements, and the right lifestyle changes. And the last part is really water too. You must drink enough water to flush out the toxins. And the last part is you really need to detox, So one of the things we offer in the clinic is a detox program. So we have therapies that pull toxins out of the body by doing different therapies to enhance your circulation, such as the Beamer before you do a foot bath, and bring the toxins to your feet. And then once they come out of your feet, the water is brown to black. So I invite you to come in and just do a foot bath. Do at least 3 to 5 of them. Buy a package of 10 and really see the difference, because this is a tool you've probably never used before that will really, really make a difference. So at this point, I'd like to just summarize, to ask you a question. And that is when was the last time you felt you were the ideal weight? You felt you had great muscle tone, muscle mass, strength and energy and vitality. And I promise you that the muscle mass, having the right amount of muscles and the right muscle tone will give you the right energy, the right vitality, and the right metabolism. So most people will say to me that they felt the best in high school, for the most part, right? Or before puberty hit. So if that's the case for you, then you can add maybe, I'll give you 10 to 15 pounds more than high school, but that's really your ideal weight. Now, you also have to realize that ideal body fat is really even more important, because you can, have lots of muscle mass from working out and being aerobic and stretchy, but you need to make sure that you have less than 15% body fat. So most people, Americans, are 20 to 30 to 40% muscle body fat. So you must get in the right muscle mass zone by exercising daily on an empty stomach, like I said, drinking at least close to a gallon a day, getting enough sleep on a regular basis, eating where you skip one meal a day. It might be at nighttime, so you eat your last meal at lunch, maybe 3, 4 o'clock in the evening, or you maybe skip breakfast. It's a great time, and it's called intermittent fasting. That works really well for a lot of people. So that's another clue. But you want to skip a meal, eat only 2 meals a day. That really works well. Now, if you have some health condition, obviously don't do that. Talk to me first or your physician. But the last thing is get on a program, get on a personalized program. Come see me. Let's find out which thyroid type you have. Is it a thyroid pancreas problem where you have blood sugar issues? Is it a thyroid intestinal problem for detox, digestion? Do you have food allergies you can't resolve? Because if you have food allergies, you keep eating the foods that you're allergic to, you will keep losing weight, gaining weight. You'll never lose weight. That's the problem. And then finally, if you're chronically fatigued, then you don't have the energy to exercise. It's impossible to start the cycle of weight loss. It's like a wheel. You've got to get it going and rolling down the hill. Many of us feel like we're just trying to roll up the hill and not down the hill. So we want to make it easy for you. So I hope you learned something. Hope you keep coming back to our Thursday night, 6:30 free seminars online. We have our membership site where you can learn more. We have hundreds of videos available for you to learn from, to apply basic principles of life, to lose weight, to have more energy, improve your digestion, and overcome depression even. So for now, I hope you learned something. Hope you come back and learn more from us on a regular basis. For now, stay healthy, get on a program, and don't wait. Get off the couch. Come in and see me today. Call our office, 916-989-0700, and get on a program today so that you can change your life for the rest of your life and feel healthy, vital, alive, and your ideal weight for the rest of your life. And let's make it easy for you. So for now, mahalo.